Okay, there's a debate. It's still in progress, and this is me, EJ Boxing Live. What's up, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, Beats.
So
Nice to have
it's
you over.
no problem, no problem. We got who we got? Who we got? We got Shady Slim. Is it Shady Slim?
Yeah, Shady Slim.
Okay, little
Huh.
rude young upstart and Andrew Senior. They're having a debate, and it's still going. But there's a few discrepancies and a few out of line things going on from both parties. You know. Now let me start first, EJ. You know this Shady Slim got out of character, right? I told 100% the truth, right? That Amir Khan pulled out of an eliminator with Tim Bradley in April. He comes to make a video saying, "Oh, that didn't happen. Call me all types of motherfuckers, rude, disrespectful." Okay, cool, no problem. He deserved the spanking he's getting now. He's getting a good spanking from Andrew Senior. But man, look. You heard some of what was going on. What did you hear that was incorrect?
Well, listen to this, yeah? Andrew Senior, as everyone knows, he's calling himself Boxing Librarian, and I tell you, he's got a wealth of knowledge, but there's a few discrepancies, first and foremost, I heard. First off, he said Sugar Ray Robinson beat Joey Maxson. Which
Right.
is incorrect. The first one. And the thing is, Andrew Senior, because I know you're going to listen to this, yeah? Like, we were listening to this because we're thinking, you know what, Shady is going to be a good debate. But you know, like, he doesn't know that, but we know that. So to say that, we was like, no. You haven't corrected it yet. And this is the debate's going on live that we know we're gonna pull you up on. So don't take it anyway. The next thing is Slady's put it out. Shady's put you put it out about Jack Dempsey's reign of the year. Now everyone knows that Jack Dempsey was known as a draft dodger, yeah?
Right.
And for 3 years he didn't fight, and then some of the times he fought was what he used to fight once a year.
Yep.
George Carpentier, some of the fights there, Louis Perfo.
Right.
Never got a beat.
And George Carpentier started his career at what, middle or I think lightweight?
Started at lightweight.
Lightweight, right? Exactly, right. And guys like Tommy Gibbons, they weren't they were okay, but don't talk to me like they were some killers. They really weren't. Yeah.
The thing is, this Hagler, Hearns, and Duran. And Shady's point. Maybe this thing's like Angel's putting out that he said is the greatest. Now Shady, in my opinion, saying Sugar Ray is the greatest of time, you're gonna lose that debate.
Yeah.
But then to belittle the opponents, no. Hagler, Hearns, and Duran. Now the thing is, if he was gonna bring up, he should have brought up Duran's resume. Duran's resume is freaking outstanding. From lightweight all the way up to middleweight. Middleweight. That's the one that Shady really should have hit home in talking about one of the greatest, one of Leonard's greatest fellows, and the thing is, he didn't dominate. Well, in my opinion, okay, this is where Shady probably is gonna fall short. Well, if you're a great fight, one of the greatest of all time, who the greatest of all time, you're never gonna dominate another great fighter. It doesn't really happen. You're gonna win, but you're never gonna actually dominate a great fighter. And to say that Andrew Senior putting out about Hearns, where if he's such a great fighter, how come he didn't dominate Hearns? Well, who did? Who did dominate Hearns?
But he did dominate him in the late rounds.
Exactly. He dominated him in late rounds and won the fight. But the point is, he's trying to say that, well, if he was such a great fighter, he should have dominated Hearns. What the heck?
I mean, all right, let's go through this word dominate for a start. Dominate doesn't mean you dominate from start to finish. At the end, he was the dominator. Hearns was defeated, knocked through the ropes, pounded out with body shots. So what are you talking about? He did dominate him. In the end, he did dominate his man.
That's what I think Slim. If we're talking about on points, I think Slim won that points. I think overall Andrew's got him because already he brought up Sam Lanford. Anyone about Sam Lanford?
Well, Sam's the greatest.
This is what I'm telling you for the audience listening. It's a wrap. When he brought up Sam Lanford, Andrew Senior overwhelmingly won this argument, in my opinion.
Look, he crushed
in terms of the but the inaccuracy where me and Beats is from is some of the stuff that Senior is saying. I'm sorry, the Boxing Librarian is saying that we're gonna have a trouble with you. Let's talk about the eras.
Yeah.
So he said the greatest boxing era, in his opinion, was from 1910 to 1920. Right?
When there was still a color bar. So that was at the greatest period.
Color bar. And furthermore, I've seen all the fight films. I've seen majority of fight films around that age, where it's hard to decipher how great some of them guys are. Yeah, Andrew looks in the books, but as we know about sports writers in the day, they were biased, like Jack London. Some of them, they were racially biased.
Yeah, of course. He invented the White Hope thing, yeah.
They're going to make some of their fighters seem greater than they were than if you didn't see them. No, not disputing they didn't do the act. but splat the blood all across the mat,
Right.
and stuff like that, bruv. Come on, stop it, yeah, stop it, bruv. Hagler in the 80s, you saw. Listen, you got some of the Don Dunphy, you've got Howard Cosell, and some of the greatest guys. You saw some of them guys there,
Right?
You saw, and they will tell you that Hagler, Leonard, Hearns, yeah, they were some of the Benitez as well. Don't forget Benitez.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Some of the greatest fighters of all time in the 80s.
Leonard beat Ayub Kaluli for the light middleweight title, right? Then beat Thomas Hearns, right? Kaluli was a long-standing light middleweight champion with a lot of defenses behind him.
Hey, you know what? Let's go into it. So the 80s versus the 19. Let's pick one. I'll give it the 20. Let's give him the 10. Let's give him the 20s, right? So let's go 1920 versus 1980, where you have people like what's the guy who Hearns who wanted to fight Leonard? What's his name again?
Aaron Pryor,
Lex Arguello. Baby, go on, Beats. Go ahead.
Right?
Go ahead.
They're all there, man. The Camachos, Rosario. Listen, that was a 80s boxing was very powerful.
80s is very powerful, man.
Exactly.
80s is very powerful, where the racial bar wasn't included.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
go on.
Pernell Whitaker, he united all the lightweight titles.
Flipping, but him against Benny Leonard, they talk about that up to now.
Exactly.
So comparison eras, right? If you comparison eras, well, I'm going with the 80s. I'll take the 80s all day, where basically it was a bit more even. It was a bit more.
Yeah.
It was a bit more playing the even playing field. Go back to the 1910. So in the 1920s, yeah, was Sam Lamford around them times there?
Not 1920s.
Huh?
He was just retiring, probably 1920. Maybe.
But it's okay. So you got 1910 to 1920. Let's talk that era.
Right.
He was fighting. Was he fighting from 1910? Right.
Yes. Probably from 1908.
Look how Dempsey and them guys they didn't want. Now, Andrew, see you, Box Library, you know this already, right? And everyone agrees to him. But listen, but some of the fights they wouldn't allow to fight, even though we know they were great fighters and stuff like that. They wasn't allowed to fight. And the guys you're building up over some like Hearns and stuff like that, bro. No. Tory Lockram versus Tommy Hearns. That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
I think he said that.
Look, Tommy Lauren, he fought Canero, and there was about £100 weight disparity between them. So these guys are great. So I'm not saying that definitely that Hearns would beat him, because them guys were fighting heavyweights, man. Like guys like Benny Leonard, he fought Max Schmeling.
Fucking no, bro. But that's impressive as it is.
Yeah.
That's impressive. But listen to this. Listen to this, yeah. Them guys, it is a modern day great. I was gonna do a video on Guillermo Jones. Not gonna put him in none of the classes there. But this guy started at welterweight, and he's fighting in the fucking cruiserweight division. And it was happening around the time they used to do that. So you got guys happening from early. You got guys fighting from lower weights going up through the weights. But
he did get busted for. He got busted for juice.
Yeah. But my point is this, yeah. The guys fighting, the guys in the 80s, I'll take the 80s. I'll take the 80s. I'll just take the 80s.
I'd actually say, what about the 70s? Heavyweight division, Ali, Norton, Foreman, Frazier.
You see, Senior knows that now. That's why Senior knows that.
Yeah.
He knows that one. The 70s, I'll take the 70s. But Andrew Senior is saying that the 1910, well, okay, yeah, so the 1970s versus, the 1910 and the 1920s versus 1970s and 1980s. I'm going with the 70s and 80s. I'm going with the 70s and 80s, bro. The greatest heavyweights of all time was in the heavyweights. Come on, man.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Exactly.
Come on. But Slady, look, man.
Shady. And listen, Shady, man. You got your ass whooped. Yeah. And all this, it's subjective, is not debate material. Subjective is a bit of difficult. Well, if you don't know Henry Armstrong's opponents, then you can't bring it up. You can't say, well, we don't know if they were cab drivers. I mean, you don't know half the guys Ray Leonard fought, like Marcus Geraldo, who actually fought Hagler as well, and took both of them the distance. You don't know them guys. Edwin Vuret. These were tough contenders. So you're out your depth. And this is why, listen, this is to young cats, look, Slady's getting that thing, beats. These guys don't know shit about this sport, right?
Bruv, listen.
Green as fuck.
Before you come to any debate, bruv, at least have the box rec on the fucking speed dial.
But he wouldn't know what to read. He wouldn't know what to look up.
Yeah, but the thing is, but you're right, bro. But before you, you know what? Fuck it, bro. Before you come to the debate, you're gonna have to do research. You can't come. The man calls himself the Librarian, man. You know what a librarian is?
Exactly.
You know what that is? That's what you got fucking up. You think I'm gonna go in and argue with a librarian about fucking one book? That book is better than all the other books.
Right.
It's not happening, bro. You can't do that.
Look, we've seen how the guy works. The guy will do meticulous listings of how he's ranking and stuff. So he's memorized. Like he doesn't memorize just through box archiver. So you come in there, it was a silly. I mean, all that hard talk you did in my video, it wasn't there because you was out your depth. Well, it is subjective, and you know what I mean. Where was all this the gruff voice? You lost it. You got beaten up.
Khan's army ain't saving you in this one.
Nah.
Yeah. I like Amir Khan. Yeah, I like Amir Khan, and maybe some of the points you brought up, how Khan. Bradley maybe ducked him earlier on, but the point of the matter is, yeah, we're talking of current events, yeah, one did the other. The point is, it's not happening now, and people usually tend on what's happening currently. So my point is, they call boxing beats by the way, the boxing encyclopedia. So the librarian and the boxing encyclopedia, when they have a debate, Andrew Senior knows he has to be on point. Me myself, I'm a very budded historian myself. I talked to a very historian. I talked to Bob Mead. I talked to Clean Elcott, who wrote the book on Joe Gans. I talked to all these people. I wouldn't even, before arguing Andrew Senior, I need to know I'm going in there. I'm not going to get bodied. And you, my friend, yeah, whether you like it or not, Andrew Senior is over there. In fact, he's over there telling you about certain things that you didn't know, which is it's killing him.
Got schooled.
You get schooled, man.
You see, like, this is the thing, man. I am a big Floyd supporter, but I've never said he was the best. I said Sam Langford was the best. Yeah, I've never said he was better than like these guys. The body of, like, people don't realize. Like, I heard someone talking about Charlie Dempsey. No, I'm Charlie Dempsey. No. I'm thinking Charlie Burley.
Okay,
Fight critic. He was saying we shouldn't praise fighters who get ducked, and you could appropriate that to some of these fighters. But do you know what? Charlie Burley went to fight his middleweight opponent who wasn't there. He had to take on a heavyweight, bro.
Yeah.
Right? That's him, Burt Little, and what's the other guy who beat up the English guy, man? But they were Black Murderers Row, bro.
Yeah, there you go. That's the fucking time.
Right.
That's the Murderers Row one is the fucking one.
Yeah. Black Murderers Row, the Coco Kid.
But that's what Senior will come with if you talk about the 10s and the 20s. He's going to bring up the Murderers Row, which is a very powerful argument when it comes to the 80s. That you know, Andrew Senior knows that, but you have to know that yourself, Slim. That you didn't even know about the old master. Everyone knows about Joe Gans.
Yeah, you don't know Joe Gans.
He didn't know about Amir Mong. That's where everyone knows that, man. That's where he got the name. Yep. Joe Gans, the old master, man. That's where Amir Mong got his name from.
Yep. No, and actually, he didn't. And Joe Gans actually did not dominate. What's his name? Sam didn't actually dominate. He did not dominate. Thing. It was a way harder contest than what Andrew Senior was saying. Right?
But the thing is, Slim doesn't know that, so he has to take. He's taking what Andrew Senior is on board. Now, Andrew Senior, you mentioned with Jack Dempsey, his reign and stuff like to Hagler. No, man. Yeah. No, man. No, you don't get away with that.
No, you don't get away with that.
You know what? Yeah, it's all good though, because you know that Slim doesn't know that. You know
about.
And Slim should have the boxer in front. He's just right. He wouldn't know what to look for.
Right, he wouldn't know what to look for, because if you cut up Dempsey's reign in terms of how many fights he had in 70, he took 3 years out before he fought Dempsey before his last opponent. Right, it's probably about 3 years reign, 3 years, or if you cut it down even more. Hagler's fighting once, twice, or 3 times a year defending his belt. Or at least twice a year.
Didn't fight Harry Wills. Didn't fight Sam Lamford. Bruv, like, but the thing is, you don't know that, Slim. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All the young guys coming in, before you come in, you have to know your stuff. Don't argue. Look, Ray Leonard, see where he could have said Ray Leonard, right, in my opinion, is the skill set. Now, if he was talking about the skill set of Ray Leonard against some of them other guys and clearing opponent, I got freaking Ray Leonard beating some of them old dudes badly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But see, Slim, you didn't bring that up. You didn't talk about this. You didn't talk about how fast and his foot speed could bedazzle some of the guys Andrew was bringing up.
Yeah, his ring generalship. He didn't bring none of that up.
You could have brought that up cleanly. Sugar Leonard would blatantly smash some of these guys there.
And what you see, Slim, you wasn't ready. You didn't say Hearns had a 79-inch reach.
Yes, man.
Yes,
man. Yes,
you didn't bring none of that up, and Leonard overcome that.
Hagler's long reign. Hearns' reach, bloody Roberto Duran's power going up the weights from
Right,
lightweight.
yeah.
You know, his long reign of lightweight is one of the best lightweights of all time. But him and Benny Leonard, they compare, but they say Roberto Duran is one of the best lightweights of all time.
Exactly, right. They've got him right on a par with Benny Leonard. Right.
Exactly. So you're talking about two of the greatest, Roberto Duran, the greatest lightweight of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time. And Hagler, yes.
And see, the thing is, he's defending the 80s. Sorry, Errol. Right?
Yeah.
Sorry, EJ. He's defending the 80s. He didn't bring up Arguello. He didn't bring up Pryor. He didn't bring up Nunn. He didn't bring up McCallum. He didn't bring up Kalambe. He didn't bring up Bartley. He didn't bring up all these fighters. He didn't bring up Holmes. He didn't bring up so many fighters. So many fighters. He didn't bring up Holyfield. He didn't bring up none of that. I thought he was defending the 80s.
Well, yeah, I think the debate was on Leonard was the best of all time. I think that on that debate there, I knew already it was interesting to see how the young guy would come. And I'm not gonna lie to you, he tried to put a brave effort, but he just got overwhelmed, man. He got overwhelmed with too much facts. And the thing is, Andrew brought it up. There's fact and there's opinion.
See, the thing is, yeah, how many fights did Sugar Ray? Leonard didn't even have 40 fights, did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't.
After the retina thing, right? Yeah, but this is what I'm going to say. You're not going to win the argument on the Leonard is the greatest of all time.
No way.
But anyway, everyone clearly would put, there's 3 that people actually bring up. And I'm going to actually mention 4, right? Sam Lanford, yeah, I'm mentioning. They mention Sugar Ray Robinson, Henry Armstrong, and Muhammad Ali. That's what of the 4 that most people generally will talk about. And Sam Lanford, no one really mentions. I'm sorry, 5, Harry Greb. Right, and Andrew Cena knows that.
Yeah.
Andrew Cena knows that as well. So it's very hard, that argument there. You're going to get hurt. And the thing is, Andrew Cena could use all the ammo from all the other fighters to come against you.
Yep.
Yeah? Your naivety, yeah, it would cost you that thing. But if you said, even if you was to argue errors, it would be, but you have to know the fighters in the errors. So in any debate, the argument, the Librarian, it's not looking good, bruv. It's just not looking good.
Yeah, and see, Slim always called Floyd cherry picker. I see him always supporting any argument against Floyd, right? What you don't realize, right? Leonard waited in the bush for Hagler. I'm not saying he shouldn't have did it. He did the right thing. You're fighting a phenomenal, but that's what he did. Yeah. With Donnie Lalonde. Look what he done to Donnie Lalonde.
Donnie Lalonde would have beat Joey Maxson. I don't know if you're talking about like like Donnie Lalonde wasn't all that. Donnie Lalonde was a good light heavyweight champion, bro. He was a good solid light heavyweight champion.
Right.
But in the day, that lost against bloody Leonard done him in. But he was he's better than Joey Maxson, in my opinion.
And Leonard drained him. Look how Leonard drained him.
Exactly. Drained him, man. You know, but you know you're gonna have to know these stuff there before you go out.
Yeah.
You know, you got your feet wet in the debate, and you know, I'm not here to freaking to totally smash you up.
Well, I am, because he was rude. He was very rude. So I am. I mean, you get your ass whooped. You know what I mean? Like, next time you'll do better. You'll do better next time. You do better.
Yeah, you'll do better. Andrew Senior, bro. Hey, we know. Yeah, listen, it was a landslide victory, but my man, you know you need to get some of them. You can't be telling tales like that, bro.
Yeah. Andrew Senior, some of that was naughty.
That's very naughty of you, bro. And the thing is, yeah, no one knows that, but me and Beats is here to correct that. Very naughty what you did there, mate. Very naughty indeed. But it's all good though. Yeah. It's a good debate. I think it's still going on. So me and Beats will probably try and catch the end of it. But we're gonna put these out on our channels, and don't be offended. It is what it is, man. Hey, you young guys, make sure you go back to school before you come out against the Librarian.
Yeah, man.
And the boxing Beats and Rhymes encyclopedia. And don't mess with EJ Boxing Live either.
Peace.
Yeah, bang that over, bro.